This starts like a simple relationship story, but don't get comfortable because it spirals fast. A 20-year relationship, 3 kids, and a breakup that raises way more questions than answers. At first, it sounds like a woman trying to save her marriage, asking for dates, attention, effort. But as the details unfold, the narrative starts shifting. Was she neglected, or were expectations unrealistic? Was he passive, or just overwhelmed? And then comes the real twist. She admits she started the conflict. Now the entire dynamic flips. This isn't just about love anymore. It's about responsibility, communication, and where things actually went wrong. Pay attention, because every detail matters here.
You said you were in a relationship for 1 year.
11 months. That started May of 2025.
Okay. How did you meet that guy?
One of my long time friends, he was actually at my wedding, introduced me to him and said,
there might be some vibes here.
Wait, introduced? Go ahead.
He said, why don't you, he's like, man, dating in LA is awful. These guys are not it. They want to be chased. They want the woman to text first, like, okay, princess, what's your shoe size? So my friend, he's like, man, and he's in a more conservative part of town. He's like, I'm gonna introduce you to this person. I'm just gonna make the introduction, and if you can get him, I will bow down to you. I think he's an unattainable guy.
Wait, so I'm a bit confused. The guy who you're currently with...
was introduced to me by one of my best friends.
He was at your wedding?
He was at my wedding.
Wait, your best friend who did the introduction?
Yes, one of my very good friends.
The guy you're currently with...
Yes.
Was he the one who was at your wedding?
No, he was not at my wedding. The guy that was at my wedding introduced me to my boyfriend.
So you didn't know him, the guy who you're currently with?
I had no idea who he was.
Okay.
I never met him. He basically just did here, I'm going to show you. He had talked, they had bonded over their divorces and stuff like that. And he said, why don't you take my friend out? And he said, oh, no, I'm not interested in women. They're a bunch of trouble. He goes, here, how about now? And he's like, okay, maybe I'll take her out. And I was just going to go on a date, one date, because it's...
But so you were this is 6 months post separation that you
Correct.
met this?
Yes.
And you were you were together with this guy for 20 years?
Correct.
Married for 15?
Correct.
3 children?
Correct. Grieved the loss of the marriage.
6 months, a little short.
Hold on. Grieved the loss of the marriage over 2 years.
This is where the emotional core of the relationship gets exposed. She's not asking for anything extreme, just effort, attention, small gestures like dates or even flowers. And on the surface, that sounds completely reasonable. But here's where it gets layered. This is happening while the husband is going through instability, including periods of unemployment. So now the question becomes, is he neglecting the relationship, or is he mentally and emotionally checked out because of pressure? Because in relationships, timing matters. The same request can feel loving in one moment and overwhelming in another. So ask yourself, when someone asks for more effort, is it always fair, or does context change everything?
I begged my ex-husband to take me on a date for 2 years. He didn't plan not even one.
Wait,
Date
hold on.
me. Win me over again. I want you to win me over again. Take me on a date. Plan a date.
Wait.
This is when I was with my ex-husband.
Yeah. No, I understand that. You told your ex-husband in an effort to make it work, you said what?
Can you plan a date for us? I want you to take me on a date.
But you said, win me over again.
Yes, I said, I want you to win me over again. Because it was
He's your husband. Why would he?
It was already I want you. Let's start over. How did we fall in love? Let's do it again.
And so
Let's spend time together again.
And so you asked him to take you out on dates, and he refused.
Yeah, I said, just plan something. Buy me flowers on a random Tuesday, just because you're thinking about me. It could be a flower off the side of the road.
He should buy you flowers.
I wanted him to do something for me, that he loved me.
Was he depressed?
I think so.
But was he just moping around the house? Was like he out of work, or was he working?
He was working, and then he was out of work for a vast majority of 2024, which is where I said, okay, well, he's not working anymore, so maybe now his job is going to be, I'm going to pay attention to my wife here. And
well, was there like a couple clarifying things?
Yeah.
Was there any cheating in your relationship?
No,
on
never.
either your end, his end? Okay.
Other men did not exist for me.
Okay. So, was there any abuse?
No.
No physical violence?
No.
No yelling or?
No yelling, but there was a lot of criticism.
That's fine,
we were very critical of each other.
Critical of each other?
Yes.
So how would he be critical of you?
He was more passive aggressive with comments.
How so? Like, give me an example.
Like, oh yeah, way to go. Let's do it harder because it's easier for you, or, comments like that.
Talking about sex, or what are we talking about?
No, we're talking about, like, if we're putting up a shelf in, like, our kid's bedroom or something when we're redecorating, getting them from, like, a nursery to, like, a kid's room. And we have, like, a laser pointer, and I'm, like, reading the directions and how to use it on the tripod and all that. He's like, well, let's just do it your way, because let's do it the hard way because it's easier for you, or, very critical things.
Okay,
like
so
that.
he'd be kind of sassy.
Yeah.
And then you said you would be a little bit
Critical
towards him. How so?
The trash has been full for a while. Like, that's your job. Why don't you do it?
Now, was there somebody who started this war? Who took the first shot?
Now this is the turning point, and she owns it. She admits she took the first shot by becoming critical and resentful. That level of accountability is rare, but it also reveals something deeper. Resentment doesn't just appear overnight. It builds slowly from unmet expectations. And once it's there, even small issues like dishes or daily tasks turn into emotional flashpoints. What started as "I need help" turns into frustration, then into disrespect. And that's the danger zone in any relationship. Because once respect starts slipping, everything else follows. So here's the question: can a relationship recover once resentment sets in, or is that the beginning of the end?
Took the first shot.
I did. Of course I did. I'm going to take full responsibility for that.
So you started nagging him?
Yes. I resented him for a lot of things.
For what? Not taking the trash out?
Maybe not initiating. There was a moment in time where I had our son, our first child. He's 12 now, so this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I profusely apologized to him because I was such a bitch, and I shouldn't have been. But I resented him because as a woman, your life changes. But I still worked. I took care of the child. I still had all the domestic duties. And he gets up, showers, goes to work, gets to be stuck in traffic for an hour each way, and I have to do all of this by myself. So at some point in the morning, I have my son, crying, and I can't even make myself breakfast because I have to tend to my son, and my emails are piling up, my phone's ringing, and I'm like, I can't even make myself a breakfast quickly because he didn't wash the dishes last night.
Were you, and this is when your son was a newborn, your first kid?
When I say it was the fourth, what they call the fourth trimester of having children, is that newborn. Newborn phase.
But
and I was very critical.
Were you taking time off work at this point?
I did take some time off of work, but not as much as I could because
Were you working from home?
Correct. I moved my office into my house.
But you took some time off, I'm assuming.
I did. I took about, 6 weeks is not enough. But, I mean, I was still working because you run a business. You have to continue to run it.
At that time, because it sounds like you were out earning him, but at that time, were you earning more than him, or was he the primary breadwinner then?
I was still.
You were still making more then,
Correct.
but not enough to the point where, like, he still had to work.
Yes. At that point, I wasn't earning what I earned in the subsequent years. But he actually earned more in the very beginning of our relationship.
Okay, he earned more. And this is all real estate stuff. You guys are real estate agents or brokers, or
Yeah, I'm in the mortgage. I'm in the mortgage, and you buy a house, the crappiest house, the crappiest house in the best neighborhood. You make it all beautiful.
You renovate, you flip.
Correct.
Okay. It's not really a world I'm super familiar with, but I don't think that matters all too much. But okay, so you were both doing that. You had a better. You did better than him. You were both doing the same thing, basically. Is that fair to say?
He works in a more office clerical role.
You were more the hustler.
Yes.
Okay, so you were flipping houses, renovating them, turning a profit, doing mortgages, all this stuff. Okay. You were out earning him, though, but initially he was out earning you. But one
time I said these words, and it was so bad, and I apologized profusely for him. But almost everything was his fault, and I was so critical. And he deserves a medal of patience and honor for the words that I said. I mean, having so much responsibility by myself with no help was very difficult. That doesn't excuse the criticism that he received.
So you said it sounded like there was
I said
like a really bad thing that you said.
I'm like, I really need help with the dishes. Like if I'm in the bedroom putting your son down to sleep for the night, I need you to be doing the dishes. And one day I saw him and he was sleeping on the couch taking a nap.
This moment right here is raw and honestly very real. A new mother, overwhelmed, sleep-deprived, juggling work and a newborn, and then seeing her partner resting instead of helping. That's not just about dishes anymore. That's about feeling alone. But at the same time, the way she expressed it, you are not allowed to sit on the couch, crosses into control. And that's the contradiction. You can be right about needing help, but wrong in how you communicate it. This is where many relationships break, not because of the problem itself, but because of how it's handled. So, what matters more, the message or the delivery?
And I all but yelled, "You are not allowed to sit on the couch until those dishes are clean. I am in the bedroom putting your son to bed. I need help." And that was the wrong way to communicate that. Very wrong way. So I know that was entirely my fault.
But so, when you're in a relationship, these issues can often be ongoing. You gave us one example of an instance where that happened.
Yes.
But was this and perhaps he could have been more helpful. Was this a pattern? Was this a frequent occurrence happening daily, weekly?
It was, I want to say, like once or twice a month that it was that serious.
Where you would yell and
was so frustrated and amped up because I was so tired and I just needed support and I wasn't getting it. That your hormones are shot because you just gave birth to a baby. You have all of this work. You have very little support at home. I'm spent, no one's filling my cup and I'm filling everybody else's cup. So as my son got older, we got a better schedule. This saint of a man was still there and I apologized to him.
I see.
I knew that was wrong.
But what, you apologized a couple months later, a couple years later? How long?
A few months later, when things normalized, when we got our new normal, so to speak,
But
I
you-
started reflecting on things, and I'm like, he didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that or communicated that way. My delivery was awful. I should have said something different.
Now but also you went on to have 2 more kids, so you have 3 kids total. I would
Yes.
imagine having these other kids, that creates additional burden, additional complications. It's not just 1 kid, which is already a handful. It's 2 kids, and then 3 kids, and then managing all that, and then the increased burden financially of having more kids. But so you took, when I asked the question, who took the first shot in this war, you said you did. So, I mean, I suppose on one hand, you have some degree of you have a degree, well, not just a degree, you do have self-awareness. You are taking accountability. But you said that, can you repeat what you said to him that first blow up that you had when you said you yelled at him? What did you say?
I had asked for help, and it was very difficult to put our son to bed. It's like an hour process, and obviously men cannot breastfeed, so that was solely my job. And I need help. If I'm doing something with your child, I'm busy. I cannot be in the kitchen at the same time, and I would ask him, I would really appreciate your help if you can help me clean the kitchen while I'm doing our son's bedtime routine. And he agreed to do it, but I must have had an awful day. And I came out after an hour and a half of putting my son down to bed, and the kitchen was still dirty, and he was on the couch sleeping. And that put me into not being respectful, caring. Like, I just laid down on the couch for a minute. I was tired. I'm like, you're tired? Like, it goes into all of those conversations. You're tired? Like, I worked just like you did, while caring for a 3-month-old baby.
Okay.
All the while.
Yeah. So, okay.
Cooking the meals, breastfeeding is a full-time job. Like, when you're breastfeeding a 3-month-old baby,
Yeah.
you're breastfeeding that baby half an hour every 3 hours.
Now, when this whole blow up happened, did it turn into a yelling match, an argument? Did he yell back, or was he apologetic? What was it? A long argument? I don't know if you've ever had like a fucking 3-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour
No.
argument. Was it just that brief 1-minute blow up, or was it?
It's very brief. He was very patient. That's why I said he's a saint for taking all of
He's a
that.
saint.
He was a saint for me. And that's why I said I apologized multiple times for that.
But then, I mean, obviously.
I was a first-time mom. I had no idea what I was doing. That doesn't excuse my behavior at all.
What did you say again, though? Remind me what you said to him.
You are not allowed to sit on that couch until the dishes are clean.
Ooh, yeah, ooh, that.
I know, trust me, I know.
Yikes.
I know.
Now the reaction from the host is extreme, but it reveals something important about male perspective: respect. For many men, tone and delivery aren't small issues, they're everything. Being told what you're allowed to do in your own home hits a nerve, regardless of context. But here's the flip side: he's reacting to a single moment, while she's describing months of built-up frustration. So now we've got 2 different lenses. One focused on a specific statement, the other on a long-term emotional experience. And this is where debates like this often clash. Are we judging the moment or the build-up behind it?
A man,
I know.
I would have, if that was me, that's an insta divorce. I'm just insta divorcing. No fucking woman is ever going to tell me. If I was dating a woman and she ever fucking told me, you can't. Now, look, obviously it's like, I can't fuck the maid. That's fine. I can't fuck, I can't cheat on you. Like, of course, but I can't rest in my fucking house. Okay, it's over. It's a fucking divorce. No woman can tell me is going to boss me around like that. I would never. I'm sorry. It's a fucking divorce. Whatever. We're going to do 50-50 with the fucking kids. It's fucking over. I'm sorry. So yeah, he's very, very patient, as you said. But
in my defense, I did ask nicely in the beginning, and I said how much that helps me, that the kitchen's clean in the morning, just coming home, going into the kitchen that's clean, it just...
We need his side of the story, yo. Where is he? Tell him to drive up. Where is he? Where's he at? He's in L.A.?
He lives like 2 minutes away from me, yeah.
All right, we're going to tell him. That black baby's fucking out of here. We're going to fucking tell him. I'm going to make up a name for him. Fucking Bartholomew. If you're watching this shit, Bartholomew, we need your side of the story. Hey, this podcast goes long. I know it's like a 2-hour plus drive from Los Angeles. Luckily, it's getting later, so it's probably after rush hour. Get in your fucking car, Bartholomew. Send me a DM on Instagram. Are you okay with this, though? If he comes on the podcast?
He's not on Instagram. I usually will not date someone if they're on Instagram.
Aren't you on Instagram? Whatever.
It's just my family, really. Okay. It's my kids on there. It's not.
Do you think he's watching?
No.
Okay, well, if she's cool with it, because I don't want to blindside it, I don't want to be like Jerry Springer where I'm fucking blindsiding people. If she's cool with it and you get in touch with me, we'll hear your side of the story. If she's cool with it and you're down, and if you're even fucking watching, which you probably aren't. But I don't know.
I think he'll be much kinder. I'm very critical on myself.
Yeah, but that's the nice guy. He's probably a nice guy. I don't know, but I imagine this was like it was an ongoing thing. I don't know, maybe because look, for men, respect is everything.
I know.
Respect is everything. And it's like, men want to feel like
This is where the conversation expands beyond this couple and into modern relationships as a whole. Dual income households, childcare, housework, it's a lot. And the argument being made here is simple. When both people are working full-time, something is going to suffer. That's not ideology, that's time and energy. But here's the tension. Is the solution to go back to traditional roles or to find new systems that actually work? Because while traditional roles reduce conflict in some ways, they also limit flexibility. So what's better, structure or shared pressure?
Men want to feel like they're the man of the house. And when you got your wife bossing you around, you got your wife, you can't do this, you can't do that. Do the fucking dishes, bitch. Little pussy boy, do the dishes, bitch.
I didn't say it like that.
That's the interpretation.
Yes, the frustrating part was that I had communicated I need help. I just cannot do everything.
But you were working from home, right? And like you said he was commuting. So like he would commute an hour to work, an hour back. Yeah. It's a pain sitting in a car for an hour. He's got his own shit. He's working. And it's like, you were working too, but I do feel like when you are working from home, like you can work and kind of multitask a little bit.
I did. I had no choice but to. I was in massive survival mode.
This is why, honestly, bro, we gotta bring back traditional gender roles.
Yes.
We can't have women working, because when they're working, no offense, like when they're working,
right?
They're just fucking. Look at from a purely like pragmatic perspective. If there are things that need to be done in the household, the children need to be taken care of, and you have a full-time job, it's too much.
Something's gonna suffer.
Well, it's too much. So it's like. It's just like, it's not even about, it's just from a
Now we're getting into the bigger societal argument, and it's controversial. The idea that modern setups, both partners working, raising kids, managing a household, are unsustainable. And to be fair, there's some truth in the stress it creates. But the conclusion being drawn, that the solution is a full return to traditional gender roles, that's where the debate intensifies. Because it assumes that one model fits everyone. And reality? It's way more complicated than that. Some couples thrive in traditional roles, others don't. So the real question is, are we looking for a universal solution, Or should relationships be built case by case?
It's just from a purely realistic perspective, there's not enough time to both have a full-time job and be like paying attention to the, cleaning the house, taking care of the kids. This is why I think we need a return to patriarchy. We gotta, men make the big bucks. Let the men make the big bucks. You guys make some fucking sourdough bread, make the sourdough, clean the kids, let them suck on the nip or whatever it is you do, the breastfeeding or whatever. Have you guys seen the man
Boobs.
That's absurd. That's absurd.
That shit's crazy, but crazy. I don't know. I think in a situation where it's like the man's working, the woman's working, it's like, I think something's gonna, like, there's gonna be conflict because the kid needs attention, the house needs attention. Like, how do you juggle all those things? Maybe it can be done, but it's gonna be stressful. It's gonna be hard.
We've tried this since like the 60s and 70s. And it's only gone downhill from then. So let's go back to where
I'm with it.
Things are solid. Structured.
Back to the kitchen.
I would love to.
By the end of this debate, one thing becomes clear. This wasn't a simple right versus wrong situation. It was a slow breakdown caused by pressure, miscommunication, and unmet expectations on both sides. She needed support and felt overwhelmed. He may have felt disrespected and shut down. And over time, those small cracks turned into major fractures. The biggest takeaway? Relationships don't usually fail because of one big moment. They fail because of repeated small ones that never get resolved. If you found this debate as intense as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think was more at fault here? And don't forget to subscribe for more high-level breakdowns like this.